Welcome to my channel. My name is Aretha. I can be found on all social media under Simply Aretha. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. um, Anywhere, I always use the same username, which is Simply Aretha, because my name is Aretha, so you can call me Simply Aretha. Yeah, I wanted to post a video and have it come out this week because it is Ace Week. And I wanted to typically make this video to talk about my own experiences as discovering that I am asexual, and I wanted to walk you through my thought process around that whole process, because I first learned about the term demisexual. I can't even remember when, but I kind of already knew that's who I was. Like, I knew I was a very demisexual person because, my whole life, I'm like, I can get there. I just first and foremost need an emotional connection, right? I was never really a one night stand person or anything. And it was only through conversations with people where people were like, "Oh, you're asexual." And I was like, and I didn't really claim to be. And the reason being was because I realize now it's because I had all the same misconceptions that I think a lot of people do. And it wasn't until I was watching when I was watching a YouTube channel, and it was myths about asexual people, and it was through that and watching videos like that that I realized I had those misconceptions. One of those misconceptions was that asexual people don't have sex at all, which is kind of true in my circumstance, but hasn't always been the case. And I actually like to credit a YouTuber that I first discovered, and I love watching their videos. It's called Ace Dad Advice. And I feel like a lot of their videos just really helped me actually give language to what I was trying to describe. And so because of that, I was like, oh, okay. So I made a post. I think it was June 7th, because I didn't know anything. I'm still kind of learning that there's an ace community out there. I don't really know where to find one. I don't know, where they are. Where do they hang out? I don't know. Anyways, but as an asexual person, I would have to say it was very new for me, and I've always been asexual. I just didn't have the language to describe it. And so I made this post on Instagram, which also shared on my Facebook, and to basically tell people that, because I had always said that I was demisexual before, but I don't think anyone understood what that meant or what I meant by that. But this was me saying, no, I am demisexual, asexual. And yeah, I was learning more about how that falls upon, the asexual spectrum, and how it relates to me, and how it was giving me the language to describe how I was feeling. And I did, if you've known me or been close to me, you'll know that I did have sex as a youth, a teenager. But I either had to be drunk or high. And a lot of that was trying to perform what I thought was expected of me. And I had a lot of people kind of question me about my sexuality because I wasn't really fawning over people. I wanted to get to know people. I generally really like getting to know people. And I found that I was basically trying to do things that I thought society expected me to do, which was wanting to have sex with people. And I didn't. I never did. I like the idea of it. I, occasionally think about it, but not really. I generally am looking for an emotional connection, not like an like a sexual one. So for me, like I've had that all my life, and I was always trying to explain that to people. Like I never really had my whole phase, you know? For me, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I learned that from a youth because even though I only did it a couple times, and it was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this isn't fun. Like I didn't want to do it in the first place. Um, and so now as an adult, I'm like trying to kind of realize that, oh, I do have language for what I was trying to describe for so long. And that I do I do strongly identify with being an asexual person. And I think that's been the hardest part is coming to that so late. um yeah, I'm going to be turning 40 next year, and I haven't had any real relationships or anything, and I like yeah, cuz for me I'm always trying to find that emotional connection first and foremost. And with today's society, everyone's like, it feels like no one wants to give me the time to get there because I could get there. I just first and foremost need that emotional connection. And maybe I won't, who knows? But that's for me to figure out. My dad told me something one time when I was about 19 years old. And like I never worried about saying these things to my family because, I know I'm loved unconditionally, so I've never had that issue. But my dad told me something when I was 19 that always stuck with me, um, which was, if you're not sleeping with me, then it's none of your business. I PG that a little bit, but yeah, like, so for me, it was always like, oh, whatever. But like I said, now that I actually have learned the terms, are able to describe it, I'm like, oh, the more and more I read about it and the more and more I learn about it and watch videos, um, it gives me the language to describe what I'm feeling and describe who I am to not only other people, but to myself. And so I definitely really wanted to watch this video, and I encourage other people. Like, it's not that I felt that I was wrong. I just knew I was different, but I didn't know how. And I didn't know where to find that information. And it was only because I think I watched another video where someone described demisexual, and I was like, that's been what I've been saying the whole time. So I think the more and more you have education and sharing on social media and sharing your experiences with other people, it helps someone, because it definitely helped me. Someone shared information and I found that online, and it allowed me to say, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. So thank you for listening, and